Most of us gamers have watched Starship Troopers, and we can mostly agree that this one is a satirical masterpiece of a movie, portraying a society which slipped into a worldwide military government in an ongoing war against a species we just call bugs. Military controlling every aspect of our lives, spreading their message at school, on TV, and only granting you full citizenship by military service. The movie had good special effects and qualities, which makes it still watchable today, if you know what I mean. If you have not watched Starship Troopers yet, you should definitely do it. But we are not talking about a perfect movie today. I want to talk about Starship Troopers Extermination, a multiplayer first-person PvE shooter which launched in May 2023, a game which lets us dive into the universe we have seen in the movie and finally lets us grab a gun and fight these bugs ourselves. The game started into early access and presented a huge roadmap, thousands of players on the servers, and it was hard to stop playing, always being able to join full teams of 16 and committing to the fun. And overall, for early access, the game was very good optimized and unproblematic to play. Little aesthetic details like the armor, HUD effects, and design were a great homage to the movie from 1997. Also, the community managers did a great job in informing players what they were up to and mostly delivered updates in time. We have multiple mission types to play with, base building, different classes with a simple progression system, different types of gun from an assault rifle to a sniper rifle, throwables, so many possibilities, and players role-playing and voice chat. The game was overall very fun to play, even though some would criticize the gameplay loop becoming boring, and this is true. If the community wouldn't have shown so much love doing the roleplay and the devs feeding us with constant updates, the game would probably have gone very quickly the same road as Darktide. And if you made it to this part of the video, you will probably have noticed that I'm constantly talking in the past tense, because there's a serious issue we need to talk about. Initially, I wanted to record a video showing you how good Starship Troopers Extermination actually is, how much I enjoy the game, and that after a little break, I'm diving into it again. But this adventure would have come to an end very quickly. What I found after logging into the game was utterly messy, and I could only ask myself,
what the hell happened here?
I was trying to play the Assault and Secure game mode. A game mode where 16 people run over the map, fight bugs, build a quick base, defend it, and then eventually extract. It was one of the first game modes included with the EA release, so starting a very basic game felt like a good start to get into it. But the problems were not the bugs we know from the movie, more the bugs we don't want to have. I struggled joining the games, getting server timeouts or black screens, and when I eventually got into the game, to my surprise, they weren't even close to fill the lobby. I joined anyway, so we started securing the base. I was shooting a few bugs, was wondering why people in chat were being slightly angry and frustrated. There was nothing going on the map until I noticed that the turrets were shooting into nowhere, and you probably guessed it, lag. Huge lag and loading problems. The enemy was already running over our base after everything had finally settled. Okay, trying another game mode, the newer Horde mode. You build a base and defend it against wave after wave of bugs as long as you can. I had one good game while joining a random lobby. We were defending the base for quite some time against a wave of bugs and had some good strategies. However, at some point we were just missing the players. As said, we were barely able to fill up the lobby. A second match was an entire failure, and we died already after the third wave. So I checked Steam charts because I was curious. The sad thing about Starship Troopers Extermination is the declining player base. Updates like the engine upgrade and the update 5.0, which introduced the Hive, brought some thousand players back to the game, but also introduced many problems, from gameplay bugs to performance issues. Some would say it is early access, so it is acceptable, but I have to disappoint you, as the game is barely playable like this, and a barely playable game is not acceptable even for early access. In the past, Starship Troopers Extermination had a quick play mode, which would basically just throw you into an existing lobby of any game mode to fill these up. This is actually a great idea, and what should I say? It got removed for whatever reason. And then trolls started to invade the lobbies, abusing friendly fire to disturb the gameplay overall. just grow up, and saddens me to see the game in such a bad state. If I could, I would recommend it to you to buy and play, but for the moment wait for it. I couldn't recommend the game to new players right now. I really hope and wish that Off-World Industries manage to fix the problems and optimize the performance. Otherwise, I have to say, you are developing on a dead game. You really need to focus on fixing the game before implementing new features. Also, I think bringing back quick play would be a nice idea. I mean, just my opinion. Another idea could be opening a test branch on Steam. Have a test build where players can experiment with experimental features before you roll them out into the game. Anyway, what do you think about Starship Troopers Extermination if you have already played it? Drop a comment, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and remember,
service guarantees citizenship.